Nice spin serve by Elser. And there's the local boy, Kofi Jima, getting us started off with this nice smooth kill there.
UCLA.
Now Kai Jensen's going to go back to serve. This is an exciting guy. Denmark national team. I haven't seen him play much, but 6'10" setter, lefty. Nothing wrong with that. Also going to spin serve. Oh, bit of a hybrid, miss hit.
Yeah, the kid from Norway, Jensen, is quite a tall individual. He's roughly around 6'10", left-handed, a true freshman. And coming, not Norway, from Denmark.
Nice shot by Norris the fourth there. You mentioned you recognize him. He's been around some U.S. high-performance programs. We've seen him play a few times.
Yeah, he's a guy from Hawaii. Went to Hawaii first, University of Hawaii, played for the Rainbows, transferred into UCLA. So he's a huge talent. USA Volleyball Youth National Team, FISU team, University Games team. So he'll get a lot of points tonight for sure.
Trinity actually took that point, so that's Jackson Howe back to serve. Nice shot by Knight. Trinity able to scoop that up as he battles at the net. Tied at 2 early on here. Throughout the showcase, we've seen both teams try to feel each other out in the first set. I don't get that sense in this match. Both guys are coming out of the gates. Everybody's swinging. These are two highly talented teams.
Yeah, they've already started blocking ball. They're not even no zones taken. Straight ball right off the bat. I love it.
And that's Danon coming on the 60 there. Hopefully he gets a lot of volume. Proud hometown boy. He's got a lot of fans in the audience here.
Yeah, two-time first-team All-American, two-time Ryan Millar winner, top middle blocker in the United States. Just got named to the All-Decade team. So yeah, this guy's as good as it gets.
That's a great angle by Matotia. Great set by the libero Pender there.
Makes it 4-2 UCLA.
Nice lead for UCLA to start. They lead 4-2 here.
There we go.
It's a miss serve by Knight. That's Derek Epp going back to serve. He had quite the summer, so a guy who started off with the B team actually got the call to travel with the A team to Japan, so good for these Trinity guys to already be getting that senior national team experience. Pender handles that one well. Great use on that one by Norris the fourth.
Yeah, I've seen Norris play a little bit on tape coming out of the High Performance Center down in the United States in Colorado, but up close, this guy's a lot more physical, a lot taller, a lot more bigger than he looks. The program has him at 6'5", 205, but looks a little bit bigger than that. He's a big dude.
Kofi going with the spin serve tonight. Nice job. Elser does a good job to keep that one in system for Trinity. And that's Eric Lepke with hopefully first of many for tonight with a nice kill there.
He is definitely the class of this tournament, and he has been for quite a while. He's definitely the top player we have in our country right now, definitely.
So he's actually got some pro offers, and he chose to return to school. I mean, he's big on his education, and he wants to graduate, but he could be a guy who could be overseas playing pro right now.
Yeah, he's definitely a six-figure kind of player. He'll be making a good amount of money wherever he ends up, but it's nice to see that he's focused on his education, so it's good.
Great seal by there. I think Ashensinko got that one, but Kern was obviously there with the seal as well. Great block by Trinity, something they pride themselves with as a program. Seems every year they're a good blocking squad. See if Lepke can put them in trouble on another serve here. Just misses long, but going for it.
Yeah, he had that seam, just missed.
6-5 UCLA. J.R. Norris serving.
Norris back to serve. We'll see what he chooses to do. This is a different ball than the NCAA uses. Looks like he's going to stick to the spin serve, though. Nice shot by Jesse Elsa there to find a seam in the block, sneak that one through.
6-6. Here's Sashenko serving for Trinity Western.
Another tough serve by Trinity, just missing. But I think as a coach, you got to live with those errors, right? Because you guys are just missing.
Yeah, I love the risk they're taking, especially they're going to have to put UCLA in some trouble with their serve receive, so you're going to have to take some risk for sure.
Matatia back to serve. He's going to let the spin serve go as well. And looks like Epp just jammed Howe a little bit there. Couldn't make use, keep that one in bounds.
Yeah, Howe's touching over 12 feet. It's a little too low for his ability.
Now Howe's a guy who's also got some national team experience, spent time with the B team this summer.
Yeah, Jackson Howe, player out of Calgary. Huge vertical, very physical. Talked to Ben Joseph this week. Says he's the top player right now on Trinity. Says even though Eric gets all the limelight and the headlines, he says right now Jackson's Howe their top performer.
Nice job at the net by Trinity to battle here. Sails one out here. Good job by Elser to seal that overpass as Kai Jensen tried to turn on one here. You can see a little bit of a miscue there on the pipe by Matatia. I think UCLA, they're pretty famous for running the pipe as fast as John Sproul likes to do with the U.S. national team. So hopefully as the match progresses, we can see them connect on a few. Ooh. Nice job by Kai Jensen to turn on that one. As a former setter, you gotta love seeing a guy turn on like that, eh?
Yeah, that's a nice way to introduce yourself to the crowd. Bounce the ball over top of the Trinity bench into the crowd. That's a good look.
Ooh. Nice job by Elser. Man, give that guy a seam and he's gonna take it.
He does such a good job getting his hips to that 4-5 gap and then just ripping on balls, whether it's straight into that 4-5 area or across his body down the line. He's really nicely disciplined player when he hits. Really nice.
That's Elser back to serve. Also going to go with the spin serve. Nice job. Penner does all he can to keep that one in control. Nice shot by Norris the fourth. There's so many guys that we may not be familiar with at the start of the match, but might be your favorite player by the end of it, and he's quickly making a case for it there. That's a big league C-ball.
Yeah, he's a physical kid for sure. Looks like he could be playing on Sundays.
And that's just long by Kai Jensen. Jackson Howe back to serve for Trinity. It's 10-all here.
Jackson Howe serving for Trinity Western.
Yeah, this is the rotation I was most looking forward to for UCLA. Rotation 1. Yeah. And the rotation 1 for UCLA is deadly. They got Norris on the pin. They got 23 coming on the pipe, and they have Kofi up the gut, and it's just it just seems like the percentage in that rotation could be really high all the season for those guys on that one.
Here's Knight going a little bit of a hybrid, earns the overpass here, and that's Matatia taking care of it. What a smooth player he is.
Yeah, he's also bigger in real life too. He's about like 6'4". He looks small out there, but he's a big guy too.
Elser passing that one tight. And did Epp win it? Yes, those setters earning those jousts so far. You setters must be really good at short court, just using the block there. We've seen that out throughout the showcase so far.
Yeah, these are huge setters actually, 6'10" and 6'6". I don't know if you get two setters like that usually on the court at the same time, but these guys are huge.
Nice. Epp puts him in trouble here. Going to earn the free ball for Trinity. See what they want to do. Wow. That is a fast pipe. Elser coming full speed ahead here.
Yeah, they started edging towards Eric Lepke, and Derek just put that up. I saw Derek Epp play in Saskatoon when he was in grade 11 in this hockey arena, and he was like this good even when he was that age. I think this is just what he does.
Credit to Lowen the libero there to take control of it on the free ball. He's going to get a lot of credit tonight. Hopefully we'll be saying his name. And we tagged one there. Derek Epp finds it. Trinity opens up a bit of a lead here. They're going up 1, 13-12 in a back and forth set here.
Derek Epp's brother actually played for the University of Saskatchewan for the Huskies, and his parents have a very athletic family, so he comes from very good pedigree.
Targeting Knight here. That's another tough ball. Danon, nice job to finish that ball.
That's a great no call by the ref. Everyone at home saying lift, setter across the plane. We're sitting right at the antenna, and it's a perfect pass. Setter's right on the money, still on the side of UCLA. Danon has confidence, knocks it down.
Going for it on his serve, missing to the net. So that will be 14-13 Trinity. That's Lepke going back.
The other thing that's interesting, we always talk about the amazing international players. We have one of the top international refs in Canada now, Andrew Robb, doing this game. And like I said, that last no call was actually even more important than some of the calls you actually make.
Definitely,
so it's,
thanks for pointing that out.
Andrew Robb's a native to Scarborough. He's been around Scarborough volleyball his entire life, contributing to the OVA Region 5, and he's a huge factor in the development of referees around Ontario. Just to have him do this match is really special, probably for him and us.
And UCLA is going to call the timeout. So Trinity, it's not enough for them just to be going for it on their serve. It looks like they've actually been able to target Knight and put a little stress on him early on. Yeah,
Knight's the one player right now who's really going to be picked on in serve receive. But I think over the course of time, he'll settle down. The kids on the West Coast and the athletes, especially south of the border, they're really good fighters. They're going to compete, and they like to make adjustments, and they don't care how it starts. They care how it finishes.
I think UCLA's got one of the better coaching staffs around, with John Sparrow being the head coach of the U.S. national team, but also recruited Nate Go, who's the performance analyst from the squad. So, and then you got Coach Hawk. Like, it's just, you go down the list, and that's a good squad they got.
Yeah, John Sparrow is arguably one of the top, 2 or 3 coaches in the world for men's, women's volleyball, and recently he actually had a group of fundraising opportunities and has now funded a brand new conference in the NCAA for men's volleyball in the southeast, sort of near the SEC football region. So there's going to be a brand new region of volleyball coming up thanks to John Sparrow.
It's a great job, and you see that spreading around a little bit with Ohio State and Loyola winning some national championships. That shows that boys volleyball has kind of left the state of California and growing everywhere.
Yeah, like right now, if you said to me that Lewis, with a population of 1,800 kids, is going to win a national championship this year, I would not be shocked. So anyone can win now.
And Trinity earns a block to go up 16-13 in the tug. I think that was Elser coming over on the triple there. Nice job by Trinity. Like I said, every year it seems like they're a good blocking team. Good seal, everybody pressing. So as we go into this technical timeout, it is brought to you by First Point Volleyball Foundation, proudly growing boys and men's volleyball wherever they see a need. So we'll see what adjustments both teams want to make, but it looks like we're hanging and banging. People are playing at full speed here. There's no hesitation coming into the gate for either team right now.
No, this is it's huge bragging rights if you beat UCLA. It's an international win on no matter where you come from. So if Trinity can pull this off, that's a huge win for their program. And John Sparrow knows the value of beating Trinity Western just as much as they've been the class of Canada for the last 5-10 years.
Yeah, when speaking to Nate Go, he came on the show. This was one of the matches they highlighted, that they know Trinity and they know what they're about. So this was a match that when they agreed to come here, this was part of the conditions. I think they wanted to play the best. All right, and Lepke going on a little bit of a run here. See if he can target Knight again and keep them under stress. Goes for it, misses coming out of the technical timeout, so that'll make it 14 trailing 16 as UCLA goes back to serve. That'll be Norris.
14 serving 16. J.R. Norris, the fourth, serving for UCLA.
Hammers that one just long. Yeah, he just twisted that a little bit out of bounds, just torqued a little bit too much to his left. Blew it out the sideline, but
we're going to see the other Elser. Mathias is going to come in as a serving sub here. Now, even though he didn't start, we need to let our fans know that this guy's the real deal, and he might be the setter in waiting for the national team. He's as good as a 19-year-old I think you said you've ever seen.
They apparently in Bahrain this summer, all the Italian coaches, Polish coaches were just raving about this Canadian kid. And they said, even though he missed a serve there, they said You know, with his measurables being 6'5", you know, with a 40-inch vertical, being able to touch, you know, just over 11.5 feet. This kid has the measurables of like a true international setter, and he's only been setting for about a year and a half, 2 years. So there's a huge upside, and I think at the end of the day, he's going to be the guy. I really do.
Austin Matatia putting Trinity in trouble here. Let's see what they can do out of system. Elster tries to grease one down the line, just misses. And just like that, UCLA's back in it, trailing by 1.
Yeah, this is the rotation I'm looking for actually most for Trinity. Rotation 5 with Lemke up the gut.
Lets them off the hook there as Trinity goes back up by 2, 18-16. And we got Jacob Kern back there to serve.
Right here, this is the weakest rotation right now for UCLA. This is going to be a tough one for them for the entire year. This is going to be a tough one.
Youngren and Knight with a front row setter. Great dig. Did they get enough? UCLA thinks that hit him on the way out, but I think that's a clean tool.
Oh, that was a genius idea. They're trapping the right side, serving the front row guy, waiting for that C ball. They were waiting for that the whole time. Got hands on it. Transitioned
nice job
it
by
nicely.
Lowen, and a good job by the coaching staff to put him in 6. You got an athletic guy like that. Just because he's a libero, he doesn't have to play 5. Great timing by Jackson Howe. He's all over that C-ball rhythm that UCLA is trying to run.
Yeah, he had his entire chest above the net waiting for that one. Yeah, you made the comment about Lowen being able to play in 6. He played on this really spectacular BC team called Forest, won a whole bunch of national championships through 15U all the way up to 18U. And he was a left side player trained formally there, and you know, he was able to now transition to play libero, and he's just an absolute freak of nature athletically, even for a small guy.
So it's 2016 for Trinity. They're just putting steady pressure on UCLA. It's got to be tough going back in serve receive, knowing that they're not going to let you off the hook with any easy ones here. And as we come into this timeout, we'd like to remind any viewers looking to continue their volleyball careers after graduation, you can get a top-notch graduate degree in the UK while playing volleyball at Northumbria University. So, as you touched on, this is a tough rotation for UCLA. I don't know if Knight can really carry the load. Obviously, they're going to target him on the serve again.
Yeah, it's a tough one because your two primary hitters are behind the setter.
And Norris gets them out of trouble on the C-ball there.
Yeah, they trapped him again, waited for the pipe, waited for the C-ball, and Norris was just better.
UCLA substitution. Coming in for Matt Guthrie is number 15,
Daniel Matheny is going to check in. So we saw him against Ryerson at the 2 o'clock game. Guy plays with a big personality. He made some plays against Ryerson. Good to see him check in this early in the match. Elster takes care of that one. What an angle by Jackson Howe there. You can see up just with a little look through the net. He's gathering information as he goes, making decisions. Perfectly located for Jackson there.
Yeah, really quick look across the net. Howe goes against the grain. Nice shot.
Jesse Elster back to serve for Trinity. Ooh, just out the end line, but like we commented earlier, you can afford those misses. He's got the green light to do that every time he goes back.
Yeah, you're just going to have to take some risk to get those one passes, keep them out of their rhythm. Volleyball's such a rhythm game, so we can steal some points and get them out of rhythm. It's okay. It's also a little bit of rust too, so it's a combination of things right now.
Look at that in-system speed. They're going to run Kern on the C-ball. Great pass by Lowen. Brody Hofer's going to check in. Another guy who's got some national team experience. He's with the junior national team.
Yeah, he's also a BC Force player, and he's always been, again, a very talented young man, always.
Nice serve. Puts Pender in a little bit of trouble there. Great shot by Lepke. So many weapons when Trinity controls that first contact. Everybody's in rhythm, going full speed.
I know every time a player comes on the court for Trinity, we're saying, oh, all these accolades and where they've played, but it's actually true. It's just it gives credit to their coaching staff of how they recruit and how they're able to grab players from all over the country for one common goal.
Now, if UCLA is going to make a run, I know it's getting a little late in the game as they're down 19-23, but I think this is the rotation to do with Dane Norris and Matatia in the front row. Knight's going to have to put him in trouble with a serve here. Oh, Norris showing how athletic he is to get off the ground and battle that one. Good play by Lowen to get them out of system. Back bump set by Pender, and Norris can't take care of it. And that'll be set point for Trinity.
I think the coach would have liked to see that go to the left side and a little high ball management maybe there, but it's a nice idea, just maybe a little early in the season for them still.
Epp's going to go back and go for one here on set point. Chooses the hybrid, just misses the corner. So 20 serving 24. Jima back to serve. And looks like we're going to do a serving sub. Cobrian's going to come in. We saw him earlier in the day. He played against Ryerson during the 2 o'clock match. Quick discussion with Knight about where he's going to play defense. Looks like they're going to send him over to 5. Nope, Knight's going to take 5.
What a set.
What a shot. Jacob Kern takes it down, and that's 25-20 for Trinity. They came to play right out of the gates on this one. And as we look at both teams coming back out on the court, same lineups by both sides. Youngren's going to start us off. Good move by Coach Sprague, getting Danon in 4 here. Trying to stack their best rotation against this tough Trinity team. And there's Jackson, full speed ahead.
Like, he's not even making real contact, and it's still devastating. Like, he's half hitting the ball, and he's nailing it basically at the attack line.
Miss hit on that serve as we're tied at 1 here. Ty Jensen back to serve. As mentioned, he's been a member of the Denmark national team already, and he's in his first year here at UCLA. Goes with the hybrid serve. Lepke has a little bit of trouble handling that one. And it looks like UCLA tried to get him there, but Kern does just enough to tool the block there.
In this rotation, the first set, they gave the first ball to Danon, so let's say they do that as well and see if they go full commit middle.
Nice job getting the setter off the net. Still forces it. Kern looking for hands there, and Andrew Robb with the call there. I guess he got him.
Trinity Western points, 3-1 Spartans.
It's Derek Epp back to serve. See if we force the middle again or if we go to a wing here. Nice serve at Knight. Again to Jima. Lepke with a rare air, phases one out the back.
Eric Lepke going after our MCs. UCLA point, 2-7-3.
And this is Knight back to serve for UCLA.
Alex Knight hits it.
Miss serve, and as we kind of talked about earlier, that's the rotation they got to cash in with. They got Norris the 4th, they got Danon up there, and they got Matatia. I think that's a rotation UCLA wants to play a little bit more and let their block defense go to work. Great serve by Lepke, handled well by Knight.
Here comes the boom. Third time's the
He's just so high. Like, it's like it's just on a totally different level of height when he's making contact. Like, you know.
A little bit of a miss hit as that one sails out the back. Kofi unable to find it on the serve so far.
Yeah, the air on the serve was there, but his technique and process for serving has came so far since his freshman year. He used to do this big, like, kind of big jump, run, start, and now he's kind of simplified it, and I think he's going to get some huge results in the future with that serve this year.
Natatia finds some hands here, so interesting by Trinity. When the middle serves, they're letting them come in and play 6. That was Lepke in 5 who got a touch on that ball, so Anchenko was playing 6 there. Obviously, when you got athletic middles like Jackson, you can afford to do that, right? And Pierce, they can play 6 back.
Yeah, no doubt.
J.R. Norris, the 4th, going to go for a spin serve here. Nice job. Lepke battles that one off. Nice job by Epp to keep them in rhythm there.
Yeah, like I said before, Elser gets his hips to that like 5-6 seam, gets his body right lined up, and just smacks the ball right into that high seam, chiseling it off the block. Like, just a huge shot.
It's Jacob Kern back to serve for Trinity. Chooses to go with the float here. Knight handles that well. I mean, I like how fast they're running that, but Norris has not been able to connect on a few C balls. That one is well out of bounds.
They're really going after him. They're trapping that C ball. Like, they're waiting for it. They're ready. They're anticipating it. The middles are closing. It's not easy for Norris to get through that either.
Knight passes that one well. Tough one as Kern finally gets stopped there. Yeah, it doesn't look like UCLA has the most confidence in Youngren. And you mentioned Trinity's found a way to kind of game plan early. Even though they might not have the most data on UCLA, they've kind of scripted where they want to be and what they're willing to give up.
Yeah, UCLA's got some players for sure. It's just, there's a one little slight, you just blink for a second, one rotation against Trinity, they take advantage of it. It's like a little crack in the dam just turns into a massive flood. It's probably the best compliment you can give them.
And Derek Epp showing some trust in Kern as he goes right back to him there for him to cash in. They lead 8-5. Alistair's been so steady from the end line so far. Got a good piece there, but that's Norris the 4th cashing in, finally getting some success on the C ball.
6 serving 8. Matt Youngren serving.
Youngren back to serve. Nice pass by Elser. Lepke going for a bit too much of an angle there. Hits one out the sideline.
7 serving 8. UCLA within 1.
Another good pass by Elser. Epp again showing some trust, going right back to the guy who just made the error. A little high ball management for UCLA. Knight tries to, oh, and that's off Jackson's head. UCLA putting a little bit of a run together as we're now tied at 8.
I can never emphasize enough the fight of these volleyball players from south of the border. These guys they don't care if they got to win in 5, win in 4. They don't care how long it goes. These guys compete as long as it goes.
Targeting Elser again in zone 1. He's passing the ball well, and they're going to run him on the pipe. That's great tempo coming up the 1-6 seam on the pipe.
9-8 Trinity Western. Jackson Howe serving.
Trinity does such a good job just attacking every gap. Like, if they control that first contact, they are dangerous in every zone of the court. And that's Danon taking a swing on a left side ball here.
Well, that was interesting. It looked like that was interesting. I've seen that last year. They did that in sort of mid-season last year in a couple matches, and it was really effective, actually. In one game, he hit 900 doing this kind of system. So if they're going to use him on either pin or up the middle, he'll be effective.
Nice flat hybrid serve there by Jensen. Swatty by this UCLA block. Did he catch a piece on the way out? No. Referee says no as Norris the 4th hits one long here. These guys are so athletic when we see that net play.
Yeah, Norris is going to be good. He's got all the tools.
little bit of an off speed from Epp as that one sails long.
I know the people at home are thinking, what's with all these missed serves and the risk? To be honest, it's mostly just a little bit of rust. Every Christmas tournament I've seen since I've been since 16 years old, you just have to deal with a lot of missed serves. But once mid-match gets going, it'll be right on point.
Knight gets the setter off the net for Trinity, but Lepke's able to negotiate that. Even when he's around the tack line, though, Epp is keeping this team in system the whole way.
Yeah, he's really, really, really impressive. And again, 6'6", like he's a very, very mobile guy for his size. He's got good size hands. He's a real nice package overall.
And Eric Lepke gets a little help from the tape there to earn the ace.
Yeah,
by 2 now.
Eric Lemke in grade 11 was the MVP of nationals for the Windman Volleyball Club out of Winnipeg, Manitoba as a grade 11. I think he was like 16 years old at the time and was beating kids like a year and a half older than him. And very rare for a grade 11 kid to do that kind of a special feat.
Yeah, even though he's in university, we talked about he's pro ready, and I bet you he's knocking on the door of the national team right now too. I know he's chasing some very quality guys like Gord and Stephen Maher, but he's got to be right there.
Yeah, I think with his pipe hitting and his ball control and his what he can do from behind the baseline with his spin serve, I think he's going to be extremely valuable. And another thing that's interesting with Eric is he's 6'6". He's a big physical guy with a big spike touch.
And creates a nice little run there as they go up 13-10. So UCLA is going to call a timeout here. I'd like to remind you to tune into our Instagram and YouTube channels at the end of each night to catch the Geniac Plays of the Day. Make the best plays both on the court and with your homes. It's exciting to see both teams from the service line. It feels like even though they're up 3, it's still a close game because either team can close that gap with the way they can score points on defense.
The one thing that's really still impressed me more than anything is the Howe Danon showdown here. It's like everyone knows they're getting the ball, everyone's ready for it, and they're still scoring. It's the one matchup that I thought about in this tournament that was just in my mind coming into this game. It was like the one that I was most looking forward to. I know Lemke is definitely the class of this match, but the middles of Trinity versus Danon is just such an incredible, geeky volleyball thing to watch. It's just amazing.
Lepke again with a little help from the tape, gives some trouble there. Chinko takes care of it on the overpass there.
It's hard to see on TV maybe, but as the serve's being made by Lemke, Pierce is going down to a full squat to take Dana. His butt's almost on the ground. He's not thinking about anybody else. He doesn't care where the ball goes as long as he's stopping Dana. It's amazing.
Pender battles that one off. Even from the attack line, they're not afraid to run him as Kai Jensen finds him.
Yeah. Danon has such a huge window to set into, and he keeps showing it over and over again in bad situations. He's putting up points for UCLA.
Great footwork by Danon there as we watch the replay. He took off around the attack line, but still sails and flies through the ball. Hasn't been able to find it from the service line yet as he sails another one out the back.
Yeah, the States are still, they're using a totally different type of ball. They're using a molten volleyball. It's a little tiny bit smaller, a little more easy to spin serve. More people spin serve with that kind of a ball than the FIVB ball that we use up here. I'm sure the guys have been practicing with it nonstop, but traditionally they're spending probably 95% of their using a totally different ball.
Definitely, as we see Elser rip one up the 5-6 seam there, making Coach look good on the service sub.
Yeah, I have a feeling he's going to make a lot of coaches look good for a while.
And this technical timeout is brought to you by First Point Volleyball Foundation, proudly growing boys and men's volleyball wherever they see a need. That's 16-11 for Trinity, and this constant serving pressure is finally wearing down UCLA as we see a few more aces being earned by Trinity. We hinted about it earlier on in the match. This was really the class of at least West Coast volleyball, if not North American volleyball. And credit to UCLA, they're not going quietly here. Even though the scores kind of opened up to 16-11, they're going to continue to fight the whole way.
Yeah, it's one thing that's interesting about Trinity College this year, or at this particular tournament, is that their head coach, Ben Josephson, is not in attendance. He's actually with the women's national team in preparation for an Olympic qualifier. So they've got Ben Ball, past U Sports Player of the Year, and he was also MVP up at Queen's University for nationals, and he was one of the top setters of the decade as well. So they're in good hands this weekend, and they also have Joel Jansen, who's been a long-time assistant coach with Ben Josephson, former York University OUA All-Star, and these guys live volleyball. So,
and you just go down the line there, and you're like, well, that's Nick Del Bianco on the bench, that's Adam Schreimer on the bench. Like,
yeah, Ben was actually joking, saying that they could actually put together a pretty good coaching staff and maybe even enter the tournament. So I think they're pretty confident they're coaching, playing as well.
Got Jordan Orr, who just finished his pro career. He's joined the staff, so the list keeps going. And there's that pipe that UCLA likes to run. Can't find it, though, with Knight as we open it up 17-11 to Trinity.
The best part about Ben talking about how good the coaching staff is playing is that I'd love to see how Ben plays now at 40 years old with 2 kids.
And Elser was going for it on that one, misses. 12-17.
Trinity Western substitution. Coming in for Matthias Elser is number 1.
J.R. Norris, the 4th, back to serve for UCLA, trying to get something going.
J.R. Norris, the 4th, serving for UCLA.
Great serve from Norris there.
Yeah, Norris has been trying to bend that ball to the 1-6 seam, and he's been sort of rotating the ball too much with his torso and blowing it out of bounds. And that time he just let his arm do the work with his arm and with his hand. And just he really got a really nice feel on that.
See if he aims for that 1-6 seam again. Must be a miss it, or he's going the other way, but
yeah,
couldn't find it.
Oftentimes you see that, and as a former player, I always remember hitting the first serve. You kind of get a little bit of a green light, and usually the second serve you sort of have to go to an area of the court, like you're trying to actually hit a target. So maybe the coach was thinking, hey, let's take out the front row power hitter, and he maybe just made a miss because it was just a change of pace of what he's been doing all game.
What a dig by Lepke there. Nice high ball management. Elser's going to hit a continue here. Elser hits the continue and then gets involved in the block to stop Kai Jensen turning on one.
Yeah, 23 Austin. He got out there with a triple block, slowed everything down, was calling for the ball. Young setter, young mistake. Veteran player, veteran win. That caught Elser right on the earlobe. That was a huge shot, and he was straddling the attack line, caught one off the left ear.
Adotia is showing that he's got some angles. He's going to go back to serve here. Chooses to go with the float at Elser. Elser's so high. I mean, Kai Jensen is a legit 6'10", and Elser's just hanging and banging high off the hands here.
Jesse Elser serving.
Missed by Elser there, but he's got the green light to go for it. So that's 15-20 UCLA. And we're going to see Matheny come back into serve for Youngren.
Daniel Matheny serving.
Nice serve at Lepke, gets up off the net. Lepke blasts one through, though. Great shot choice.
Yeah, he blows that out deep out the 1-6 seam, about 3-4 meters outside the court. Really, really strong university shot. Very strong.
And Brody Hofer is going to make another appearance in this game. Advertised is 6'6", 215. That is a big boy, Brody Hofer. Going to rip a spin serve here. Nice job getting UCLA way out of system here. Wow. Wow. Pearson Shenko gets all of that one. Another national team guy. He was with Canada's B team. Look at him press. Wow.
Yeah, Sparrow coming out of this timeout. Rotation 2 with the setter. This late in the game, they're going to need a big side out even to keep this set going. My guess is they're going to probably go up the pipe. Would be my guess at 23. But you know, Danon's also a great option. We can even see Danon maybe staying on one of the pins. So expect something drawn up by Sparrow this timeout.
As we go into this timeout, we'd like to thank our friends at Icorn Tax for being proud supporters of the local volleyball community.
Thanks, Will. Get your t-shirt.
So we'll see what they want to do here. As you mentioned, Danon's not afraid to stay at the pin here, and they might send Knight on either a meter ball or if he can hit a first tempo to the middle. And there we see a Danon on the outside. Wow. What athleticism from both sides there, but Chinko getting the best of him there.
This is the interesting part. So they had a play set for Danon to hit on the left, even though the left side was passing, so it was basically just the high ball is the only option, maybe the back row right side. So now what do? Do they go right back to the same thing? Yes, they do.
And he finds it. I don't know if that was the shot choice he wanted, but he finds it inside the baseline. UCLA getting a little creative. I think Elser thought that was out. He had a play on that.
Is number 7, Jackson Howe. Max Jensen serving for UCLA.
All right, Jensen back to serve here. Chooses to spin it there. He's been hitting a few hybrids early on. Unsuccessful with that one as Trinity goes up 24-16.
Yeah, when you say that Trinity College is the class of North America volleyball, it is not even close to an understatement. It is almost right on point every time. It's like, it's defendable, it's accurate, it's actually unbelievable that we have a team in Canada that can go basically anywhere in the world and play against, you know, guys their own age and not just compete but win at like all these different levels. Like Ben took his team one time to you know, the World Cup of club volleyball, and they actually played pretty well and won a couple matches against some of the best teams in the world for the clubs.
And pretty fitting that Anchenko finishes that one after he's been controlling the nets. And they take this 25-17. Mike, you and I were just talking on the break here. It's not that UCLA is playing poorly. It's just that Trinity is controlling the tempo of this game right now. Epps making all the right decisions with the ball, and just their serve and block is putting constant pressure on UCLA. I'm not sure Kai Jensen can really handle the system that they're putting on him right now.
The young setter from UCLA 21 here, Jensen, is doing a really good job. It's just, like I said before, any miscue, and Trinity just takes advantage. They just steal.
Elser's going to go top of the order here for Trinity. Start us out with a spin serve. Great dig by Elser. Danon's going to handle and go here. They go to Knight again, and nice reach over.
It's interesting though. We haven't seen the back row pipe, like the famous UCLA, USA Volleyball. You know, like, you know, Bick, the back row quick, and we're not seeing any of it. I don't know if it's not part of their game plan tonight, but that's one of the biggest staples of UCLA's side out game, and we're not seeing any of it. And it's, yeah, sometimes it is some missed serves from Trinity and some poor passing, but still haven't seen it yet. Still
waiting. Is interesting because this afternoon against Ryerson, they almost overused it and got caught on a few foot faults and stuff. But you're right, they haven't busted it out just yet.
Yeah, with these exhibition games with nothing really on the line, like they're not going to gain rankings by winning or losing, or, you know, lose their ranking by a loss. So there's really just a great exhibition game, but it's really interesting. Just I wonder what Sparrow is. I wonder if he's trying to put these young kids in a tough position. I wonder.
Also with another great serve. App controlling the net there. Kern can't find it there.
like Danon didn't get a single block there, but he's just wrecking havoc. Just, you know, some of the best blocks you have are the ones where you actually don't touch the ball. You just force the hitter into like a weird scenario, and they do something uncharacteristic. So that ball being blown out of bounds isn't really an error necessarily. It's more of just Danon putting so much pressure on the right side that it's just tough to like score against a guy that size.
And unlucky, just when I thought UCLA was going to get something going, Kai Jensen misses one at the back.
Jackson Howe serving for the Spartans.
This is rotation 1. They do like to go to Danon often in this one, even on a force. Choose to go to Knight. They're trying to get him going early in this set. Great shot by Lepke.
Yeah, in this scenario in rotation 1, even though it's their strongest rotation, Knight's job should be serve receive. Whereas we have, you know, number 2, 16, and 23 should be the primary attackers here. Knight should be sort of like the fourth attacker, but he was a primary one there. And I think you're right. They're trying to get him going, but I don't think that's going to be the staple of their offense.
And a net call on Trinity, so UCLA survives the mishandle there, trying to force Danon.
Alex Knight serving for UCLA.
Knight hits the hybrid, gets some help from the tape there. Ooh, I think Trinity thinks they caught the sideline there, but Dan Gerardo's right on the line. He says it's out.
Attack just outside. 3 serving 4.
Alex Knight going back to serve again. And that's out the back.
Alex Knight serve goes long.
You can just hear the guys on the Trinity bench yelling, "Ball never lies, ball never lies."
Derek serving.
I'm actually looking at Trinity's bench right now, and they're probably like the 4th best team in the country.
Alcer with a quality dig there. Running the middles in transition. Lowen lays one up. Lepke, nice swing on that. Danon a little surprised that one snuck through, asking Norris where it went. App doing a nice job putting steady pressure on UCLA's serve receive here.
Yeah, Ep's just a calm, cool, collective guy, always going to give you a strong performance, just like Jacob Kern on the right side. Kern from Edmonton, Alberta, a northern kid. You got Ep from Saskatoon, another northern city in Canada, just really steady, balanced guys, great families, just really, you know, bring it every game, just really mentally stable.
Misses one off the tape. Yeah, you've caught my attention as I start looking at the bench. You're right. When we got Matthias Alcer, we got Hofer. Rampel was super impressive in warm-up. You're right. Like, even though they're not starters on their own squad, these guys could win a division in the U Sports.
Yeah, these guys would be a really formidable team anywhere they played.
Danon having some success now from the service line. Puts them under trouble. Is that ball still alive? Oh, no.
That is the point.
Yeah, once Danon gets used to this ball over the course of this tournament, he's going to be wreaking havoc. They played, you know, this morning was their first game. This is Danon's first game, and I fully anticipate a lot more bombs.
Another one finds the seam there. He's firing up here.
Splits the uprights.
UCLA trails 6-7 here. Danon's starting to dial it in here. And that one's in the net, so let's Trinity off the hook there as they go up 8-6. Excuse me, 7-all now.
Yeah, Danon, the side out, the 2 aces. They had a 3-point run there. It was nice to see if Danon just kind of kept that ball in play and see how far. If UCLA could have racked up a little more points, that's usually a pretty good rule of thumb serving. Third serve in.
Younger and finally getting some attention at the net. Gets an attempt there. Hits continue. Wow. Matatia is showing up now.
They had that read the whole way. They knew exactly Kern was getting the ball. They've obviously done their homework. You can see the middle edging, and just closing. He'd already had edged half the way. He only had to take basically a step and a half to close. That's some good scouting by Sparrow and Hawk.
It's a heavy serve from Norris. Jesse with the creative off speed kind of phasers one into the corner and one. I mean, if you're UCLA right now, you're thinking, what do we have to do? We get Epp running all over the place. We put some service pressure on them, and they just find a way to get out of trouble every time.
Yep, that's the nightmare playing Trinity.
Shenko misses out the back there, and Matatia will go back to serve. So he's finally getting rhythm. We'll see what he does from the service line here. Austin's obviously a big part of this team, one of the few seniors. Wow. Kern's showing he can hit every shot so far.
10-8 Trinity Western. Jacob Kern serving.
The discipline of Epp to look across the net, even when he's being passed into zone one, is just remarkable, the discipline.
Jackson gets over early on that one. Doesn't get enough of it, though.
9 serving 10. Matt Youngren serving for the Bruins.
Watch for Jackson Howe coming right at Kofi. If they get a pass, I would not be surprised. Or you're going to have Lemke coming up the back.
Get the pass quality there. Elser has to continue. And there it pays off with Kai Jensen turn and burn on two there. Loves to get involved in the offense, making sure he's a threat every single time. The ball's not even past that tight and he wants to turn on. Credit to him for finding a way to score. Wow.
Jackson, show you how. Finds the campfire. 11-10 Trinity Western. Jesse Elser serving.
They actually did a really good job. They served Elser inside, kind of short, took out the left side, and there was really only 3 spots to go, and UCLA didn't really read that well.
Kind of undersetting Danon again there. Lepke hits an angle, Knight can't control it.
Yeah, it's an interesting combination. Like I said, we're sitting right on top of the net basically here, and the ball's not only being underset, but it's kind of fading a little bit tight to the net, and Danon's actually fixing a lot of balls, which is kind of rare in the middle. You usually see outside hitters fix balls, but he's having to fix a lot of balls.
Elser hooks one into one here. That ball stayed up off Kern's foot. Nice job by Trinity to battle. That point executed by the boys, but that is Ben Josephson 101 volleyball. You want to know what Ben Josephson's teaching everybody? You want to know he's bending the ball to zone 1. He's waiting for you to go to the right side. He's trying to get you in trouble, and his middles every single time are waiting for Norris, and they're just camping on him all day long. Even though this guy is very, very impressive, it's a planned, this is a play for them. They are orchestrating UCLA's side-out offense through serving, defense, and blocking. It's just, again, the wizardry of Ben Josephson. And again, Kai Jensen trying to get Knight the volume here. I think that's almost too late in the game here as they're down 2 sets. You got Damian in the front row. I think you got to just ride the horses here. I think Knight's a little bit lower on the depth chart as far as the offensive production kind of goes around UCLA. Obviously a very special player, but I think Danon's got to get the volume, and you obviously got to go to Norris when you can. Yeah, that's the interesting thing about Danon right now. He was always around really, really talented like upperclassmen, and now he's the upperclassman. There's a lot of pressure on him, and as a middle, you really need support from your passing and your outside hitters to really protect you, because everyone knows he's getting the ball. Got a system set to the setter here. Hits one wide. Matatia unable to handle that serve. Like, even if we, down the road,
people that follow Danon from Canada or even in the United States, UCLA family listening to this stream, don't even be surprised if you see Danon on the left side or right side throughout the season. Like, I would not be surprised if they experiment throughout and figure a way to best use like one of the top talents in NCAA.
Great pass by Knight.
Well, here it is, outside of Danon, just like you said.
Wow, great set by Epp to Jackson Howe. Jackson Howe is as good as advertised right now. Such an athletic specimen.
Like 1.5 steps, chest above the net.
Hammers it.
And Epp just tees it up, like just perfect. It was perfect.
Nice pass by Knight to set up the 2-ball there by Kai Jensen.
Again, that's a really, really interesting style of offense. You've got Knight passing in zone 4, Danon kicking out to the left side, and Norris coming around for the C-ball, and you got the setter hitting. As always, like you're quick. Like your front row attack almost is the setter, which is super interesting.
Great battle by Lowen to keep that ball alive. And that's not an easy tool to do as Lepke takes that one across the court. And that'll lead to the tech as Trinity leads 16-11.
Trinity Western leads by a score of 16-11. Fans, don't forget to get your game.
And this technical timeout is brought to you by First Point Volleyball Foundation, proudly growing boys and men's volleyball wherever they see a need.
Be sure to bring your game day programs to meet your favorite Trinity Western Spartans.
You know, this is good. Credit to the organizers and T-Pass for packing as many volleyball fans in, and thank you for joining us on the live stream. This is really showcasing not only men's volleyball, but Canadian men's volleyball. And hopefully everybody's a fan of Trinity Western after this one because they are showcasing a very entertaining style of volleyball here.
Yeah, UCLA coming to town, Lewis, Ohio State, like all these different teams are just phenomenal. And I think that once we get going further and further, it's into this tournament. The games are only going to get better, and not to fail to mention Long Beach. I wanted to mention them because they're the 2-time national championship team, but they've lost like 6 starters this year, and they're not in a rebuilding phase. They just have guys that have to sort of step into starting roles. And then, of course, their team with Alan Knipe and their staff, they'll go out, get new players, and they'll teach their system, and they'll be another really tough fighting team. Like, they took Trinity to 5 in the first night with guys that have basically never been starters before. So it's unbelievable what those guys are able to accomplish. So I just wanted to single out Long Beach State's just real grit and grind fight. They're really a really special place to play volleyball.
I think any team that loses TJ DeFalco is automatically going to go down in quality just because he's so good.
Yeah.
This is Matthias Elser back into serve. Trinity's block earns another point there.
That was a big block. 17-11.
Lachenko is so good at closing so fast and gets his hands over so well.
Let's see if he bends the ball back into one again. Nope.
Matthias Elser, it's the next 12 serving 17. Trinity Western substitution coming in for Matthias.
It's interesting though when you do kind of look across to the Trinity bench from the distance here. It does kind of look like a young Ben Josephson coaching with Joel again.
Yes.
Joel's getting older, of course, but Ben Ball does kind of reminisce a little bit of Benny. So it actually looks like everything's kind of going in the normal phase.
You're right.
Of Trinity. Like there's, even though Ben's not at the helm, it seems like things are pretty smooth right now, which is again is a credit to what they're doing. It's pretty impressive.
Lepke gets enough of that one to cash in another kill on the night. They go up 18-12. Epp back to serve. Targeting Knight, quality pass. Unable to connect on that pipe. And Kern just gets enough of the hands to blast that one out the side.
It's interesting. The setter's looking at Knight, asking, "Were you ready for that?" And but we talked about it earlier. This is a base of their offense. It's one of their primary, plays. And he ran. I think he was going to be ready, but Knight wasn't ready because they haven't run it all game.
Austin struggles with that one. We see the axe handle by Penner to get that one over. And there's the full speed pipe. Elser, that's his second of the night. He hit one in the first set. Now he answers again.
Yeah, I don't think the axe handle is going to be working against Trinity. Even their libero too made a little visual comment about axe handle. Like I think you got a kick out of that one.
What a thing of beauty when that pipe's coming through full speed ahead.
Yeah, it's very impressive by Trinity so far. Very.
How many blocks?
Panchenko again.
Just one. Number one.
Norris the fourth. Obviously a very special player, but struggling tonight.
21, serving 12.
That's one of the tells of young setters. They're kind of coming off the net, jumping off one foot, not squaring to zone 4 to give the impression that they have all their options, and he's kind of just really only set up for one shot, and one set is to the right side. And Pearson, knowing as much as he does, he's just kicking over and putting his hands on them.
Danon terminates that one, but again, not the best quality set he's receiving.
Just a little too tight, just a little much too of a gap between the setter and Danon's. Like when it gets a little more compact, I think you'll see some more traditional results.
Kofi bangs one at the net. Trinity leads 22-13 late in the third here.
Yeah, speaking of Kofi, one of the things that was really interesting is during hitting warm-up, they're playing his music.
It's got to be a good feeling, eh?
Yeah, that's like one of the best like boss moves ever. You're sitting there warming up. You're 21, 22 years old, and they're playing your rap music.
Keith earns one from the service line there.
Like no Drake, no Jay-Z. Just I'm gonna play my own music and warm up. I'm bringing my own DJ.
Instagram and YouTube channels at the end of each night to catch the Gignac plays of the day. Make the best plays both on the court and with your home.
Quick towel job by UCLA. We'll turn this into an opportunity to remind you to tune into our Instagram and YouTube channels at the end of each night to catch the GNAC plays of the day. Make the best plays both on the court and with your homes. Missed serve by Lepke there. Bit of a cushion, though. He can afford to go for it as they lead 23-14.
J.R. Norris the fourth, serving for UCLA.
Let's see if they go 61 with Pierce.
Won't need it as that one sails at the back.
This has been an amazing day of volleyball, just coming into this arena in Scarborough, watching what Ellie Shermer and Daniel Shermer were able to put on to this day, the event. Like, this place is packed. Like, it's a really good event.
Brody Hofer checks back in. Yeah, great showcase for volleyball. Great job by the Shermer family, Oris Stanko, all the organizers. Partnering with T-Pass here to put on a great event.
All right, we got match point.
Coming in for Brody Hofer is number 1, Pierce Ashenko.
There's just too many weapons here, but I wouldn't mind an Eric Lepke pipe to end this one, or just load up Jackson now. We won't even get a chance. That one sails at the back, 25-15. Bit of a blowout, but I think that's more of a credit to that was a good volleyball game. It just showed how skilled and dominant Trinity can be when they're fired up.